UFC history, makes his return to the octagon for the first time since that devastating leg injury that he suffered back in December of 2013. He's going to take on Nick Diaz in his much-anticipated return bout. Now, Silva's up there with some legendary names in UFC for the most wins all time. Right now, he's tied for third with 16 victories in his career. And with another win, the Spider would be just 2 behind Georges St-Pierre for the most in the sport's history. Max Bretos is all set up in Las Vegas, and he anchors our fight coverage for SportsCenter. Good day, Max.
Hi, Jay. Hi, Hannah. Yeah, we're just up the road in Las Vegas, and as you touched on, he's back.
This fight between Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman will be the biggest fight in UFC history.
Speaking of kicks, that's what we're going to look for from Anderson. This might be the end of a great career.
I'm back because I love my job. I love fight. Fight is my life. It's part of me.
I'm in awe of this guy. I think that he is the greatest fighter to ever be involved in mixed martial arts.
My legs strong. The training is not too much because I recover my leg step by step. God gives me one more chance and I go back and I'm so happy.
So Silva says the leg feels strong, and it's all about the striking. But how will his opponent Saturday night, Nick Diaz, deal with that? Chael Sonnen and Gilbert Melendez got inside the cage.
All right, I have been in the cage with Anderson Silva on 2 separate occasions. But, Gilbert, you have trained with Nick Diaz for about the last decade. What does Nick need to do to get his hand raised in this fight?
Well, a very tight defense in the early rounds to stop the significant strikes of Anderson Silva. Now, Nick Diaz has a unique stance where he can be aggressive and walk forward, but still be elusive. So if he's coming forward and a kick comes, he can slip back and be in the face of Anderson Silva with a solid defense and continued eye contact. And he can walk forward, and if a jab comes, he can parry, come back in the face of Anderson Silva. And as well as if he's coming forward, he can block the hook and stay in the face of Anderson Silva. Now, in the later rounds, once he gets the rhythm going, his timing at Anderson Silva's rhythm, he can start countering. So here comes the kick, he slips back, answers with the straight. Here comes the jab, he parries, answers with another jab. Here comes the hook, he blocks, answers with the straight. Now, Nick Diaz needs to have a solid defense in the early rounds, pick it up in the later rounds, and he can be successful on Saturday night.
By the way, strong kick game from Chael Sonnen right there, as we can see it. We'll talk to him here shortly. As you can see, the numbers speak for themselves as it relates to the Spider Silva, and 11 wins by knockout. That's the most in UFC history. And we are here in the MGM Grand Arena with Chael and Gilbert. And as we heard there on the demonstration, you've been in the octagon with Anderson Silva. What can we expect from him post-injury on Saturday?
All right, Max, if his leg is healed, and that's a big question here, but if it is, I think he's going to have good success landing attacks with his legs and feet. Anything below the knee, he seems to do very well with. And your guy, Nick Diaz, has shown an unwillingness to defend those kicks at times. If you'll remember his fight with Carlos Condis, Carlos kicked him, and Nick said, "What are you doing? Bring on those kicks." Where Carlos did bring on those kicks, and surely but slowly, they added up.
Well, I spent about 5 hours with Nick Diaz at the gym last night, and he's ready physically and mentally, drilling the first 2 hours with his brother, checking leg kicks, working his takedowns, working his jiu-jitsu game as well. After those 2 hours, he hit the track, ran a few miles, then swam 1,000 yards, sauna, jacuzzi, steam room, called it a night, had plenty of energy afterwards. Like most fighters, they struggle to make weight, and it's a problem. For Nick Diaz, that will not be a problem.
As we mentioned, we have a very unique perspective with this fight. Good friends with Nick Diaz is Gilbert, and he'll be in his corner, so I can't get a prediction from you. I can get a prediction from you, though.
Okay, if Anderson is feeling great, if that leg is healed up, I think he's got a great chance, and I'll be the first to tell you, if he can find success in this comeback, it will be extremely inspiring, and it will also send a message to the community. But I'm not only an analyst, guys, I'm also a fight historian. And historically, if an athlete gets knocked out, when he returns, he will get knocked out again, only quicker.
That would be a huge story. Both fighters coming off long layoffs will be here at the MGM Grand Arena. We'll send it back now to Arizona.
All right, Max, thank you very much. Still to come on today's show, it's the 4 Horsemen of Sports.